Welcome to the Business Life of Husband and Wife podcast,
a show based on real experiences in business and life.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are episode 70 today. Episode 70. We are hitting an expert guest episode. So for those of you that don't know, we have 4 formats of our show.
Am I going first?
You're
Okay.
going first.
So the first format that we have, you guys, is the husband and wife team. So these are different husband and wives that run businesses together, and we just kind of get their dynamics, their stories, and just kind of their ins and outs and all the bouts. And then we also have expert episodes, which is what we have today. So we have marketing specialists, HR specialists, accountants, and all that essentially must know for behind the scenes for every business owner. And then we also have
our Q&A, so you guys can submit questions to Robin and I, top right-hand corner of the website, DM us on Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of good fun stuff. And then we also have our foundation hour. So that is for our second book. That is because we are time stacking and we are putting together the chapters. And in order to know what we're talking about fully, we are researching it and talking about it at the same time so that we are actually getting it down on paper and out to you guys in the same way. So we have 8 of those coming, or total this year on this season.
we've done
4,
a handful. Yeah.
So you guys can check those out. But today we've got our second return guest, and today's our expert guest episode. So what we're going to talk about today, guys, is marketing, but we're going to go in a deep dive into marketing with Kelli-Rae.
Kelli-Rae,
welcome.
Guys, first of all, I need to say, if no one's told you this lately, that you two are just amazing. And I could go on forever, but it's truly an honor to be invited back. And thank you. And we're gonna rock this today. There's gonna be so much information. People will listen to this episode and they'll be able to go away from here with our free templates. We're gonna give away our marketing plan template, our monthly marketing report template, and then you can take those and adapt them for your business and start getting better results every single month. And my main thing is to convince your listeners that they don't need a lot of the stuff they're doing and that they can simplify, stick to the fundamentals, and get a huge return on their investment in marketing, like 7,000% ROI.
Awesome.
So
that's incredible.
that's what we're going to do today. But Jess, you guys are amazing. And I hope people tell you that, because
it's the feelings mutual.
Yeah.
thank you.
You do a lot of good work for a lot of people. So this is why we connect and we're doing the program again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only here for Robin Clint.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
Oh, did you catch that wink? That was just okay. All right, let's jump in. You want to ask me some questions? How do you want to do this?
Okay, so let's start with the fundamentals. Let's start right at the basics and where people should first start when they're getting into marketing. We already kind of touched, but let's just start right at the beginning, and you can kind of start with the fundamentals and what people need to be looking for, and
just to help streamline it, because
let's streamline
it's such an overwhelming topic, especially if you're like a young business starting out. There's just a lot of information out there, so let's just narrow everything down for everyone listening.
Yeah, so fundamentals, when I think of marketing fundamentals, these are the things that I learned in university that actually don't change. So online marketing is changing constantly. The algorithms online are changing. The cost of doing a TV ad, which pretty much only, like, if you're selling adult diapers, you would do a TV ad, but or billboards, or like certain old traditional media, like there's a lot of options, and there's a lot of sales reps trying to sell people advertising and marketing, and people don't know how to say yes or no. So I find that most business owners, whether they're new, they have been in business a long time, they get sold by someone who's a good rep who believes in their product, but they maybe don't understand that they should have asked questions like, please show me data that proves that I will be connecting with my ideal target market segment. And when that rep can produce that, and they say, yeah, you're going to get, sorry, there's a bug in here. You're going to get like 10,000 impressions for this amount of money. Then you can calculate, divide that by the number of impressions. It's costing me this much per impression. Is that worth it to me? Like, you can actually make calculated decisions. You can use simple math to make better marketing decisions. And really, what I want to do today for you guys, and the reason I'm giving you our marketing plan and our marketing template, our marketing report templates, is because over the last 22 years running businesses and owning my own businesses, flipping businesses, coaching businesses, I forgot my most important company. I have been perfecting the marketing plan and the report. Every single month we update it. So there's always a new template being uploaded to our store. Oh yes, and actually when you go to our store, I think it's tmhbusiness.com/store, and you want to go get that marketing plan and that marketing report template, you need to enter a code so that it's free for you, okay? And I believe that term is business life marketing, all lowercase, no space. It rhymes, so that should be easy to remember. So if you forget, I'm sure these guys are amazing. They have the best podcasts and promotion of podcasts and formats, so they'll probably have it in their notes somewhere. Yeah,
it'll be there for you guys in the podcast notes.
Awesome.
And check the link below here on YouTube.
You guys are amazing. So basically, marketing, there's a couple different schools of thought about marketing that I've experienced. One, people think marketing is evil and manipulative, and that people are stealing our data and they're using it to trick us. And when you watch an ad, you're getting hypnotized secretly and it's making you, and maybe there's some of that out there. But what I teach with my marketing has always been and always will be, the fundamentals still work. The vehicles or the modalities that you're going to use will change with the times, with consumer behavior, with things like the pandemic. But the fundamentals will never change. And that's why we do a marketing plan every year. And so I'm going to give you kind of the high level plan, the high level, what you do in a year and a month. And then I'm going to get into more of the details, which is sort of the deep dive. But what I want to teach you guys today is how to get 7,000% return on your investment in marketing every month. Okay. So we don't get that number every month, but we definitely get multiple 1,000% return on investment in our companies every single month in 7 companies. So this is not accidental. This is very intentional, and it's not as much work as you would think. It's actually a lot less work. I find people are just kind of throwing and trying things and they're hoping it's working, but they're not measuring properly. They're not calculating certain important numbers, and therefore they don't have the data they need to make good decisions. What you should be doing is create a plan, a marketing plan for the year, which you have the template, so there's no excuse not to execute. And please write this down. Execution is everything. If you don't execute, you're going to learn all this, and Robin and Clint and I are going to have wasted our time putting this together for you, and getting all beautiful, Clint especially, and getting on camera for you, and you're not going to improve your business. But guys, like, I'm getting disgustingly amazing results. Okay, that was a very weird paradoxical sentence, but I'm going to teach you how to do that right now for free, and the templates are free. And here's the other good news. Okay, my clients don't spend money on marketing to get that return. They just do the things I'm going to teach you today. Okay. Now, everybody's business is different, so you're probably wondering how I can teach one thing for everybody, but that's the beauty of the template, okay? The template is everything I've learned, everything I know, all of my experience, and all of my calculations, and it asks you questions and has you answer, and you create your marketing plan for your business. And all we're going to do is market. We're going to authentically share who you are, what you have to offer, and we're going to connect you with your ideal clients. And every single month, using your marketing report, we're going to make you do that for cheaper. And we're going to get you more leads, more conversion of the leads, so more customers, a lower cost per customer, or some people call it cost per acquisition, a lower cost per lead, a lower cost per click. We're going to get you a higher ROI. So what I want you to commit to, if you're listening to this episode, is high ROI marketing. Marketing should not be an expense on your budget line. It should be on there. Don't get me wrong. It should be budgeted for. But the revenue that comes from the marketing should be at very minimum, like every other dollar you spend in your business, at very minimum, you spend $1, I want $4 back. Okay. For you, for your business. That means every person that works for you. That means everything you ad spend you pay for. That means the salary you pay the person to do the thing on social media. That means if you do pay for a billboard, because maybe we did our research and it actually works for your people. Probably not though, keep that in mind. Okay, so should I just keep talking? Like, do you guys-
Let's begin.
All
Let's
right,
go. Keep going.
Yeah, you got a flow
All right.
going. Let's keep it going.
All right. Okay. So I had my marketing plan. There it is. Okay. So I can't see you guys. I'm just looking at my plan right now. So if you need to, just interrupt me, okay, to get my attention. Just ask questions if you need to. Is that cool?
Yeah,
Yep.
no problem.
Okay, cool. So our annual marketing plan, I'm literally going to go through it with you as quickly as I can, but I just want to explain it to you. And I want to explain why when you go get it, and then you sit down with the right people in your team and your companies, and you create it, why it's going to work so well for you, and why you may have been wasting a lot of money and a lot of time in the past. And then you get to do this and go forward, and instead of spending money on marketing, you get to make money on marketing like any other investment. This is an investment. Time, money, ad spend, business cards, like anything that you do. Whoever spends time calling referral sources, that counts, okay? All of your expenses in. I want you to make a minimum of 400% return on your investment starting next month. And that is so possible. That happens with every single company I've ever worked with or for, or in my own companies. So you can do that, okay? So get excited because you're about to actually make money on your marketing instead of just spending money on your marketing. And also, when people tell you you can't measure the effectiveness of this marketing, it's just brand awareness. That's not true, okay? We're gonna measure everything. We're gonna use data to make data-driven decisions. And I don't want you to be mean to reps who are trying to sell you radio ads or whatever, but I do want you to ask them questions. And if it doesn't make sense for you, don't do it, okay? Also, you only have to do a few things. You don't have to be on all the places. You just have to do a few things really well, okay? So I'm gonna jump in so that I don't talk for 3 hours because I know we don't have that much time. So we're gonna start with your business's strategic objectives. Now, if you don't know what these are and you don't have a strategic plan, check that one out on the shop too, because you need a strategic plan. Every single year, you need to have a plan for what are our 3 top goals and how are we going to achieve them, okay? And that is a whole separate topic, but I needed to just let you know, that's why I have these at the top of my marketing plan.
You guys can check that out on Kelli-Rae's website. You can also jump on a couple of podcasts. We've had some strategic planning episodes as well. You guys can go back and listen to the value and the reason that it's there and the reason that you need that.
Yes. And the first year might take you a while, but like the second year, third year, fourth year, you're just updating it. You're redoing it. So it's not this big scary thing that only people with MBAs know about. That's BS. Anyone can do it and everyone should do it. Okay. So from that strategic plan, you will have come up with the top 3, 1, 2, or 3. I always recommend 3 best, biggest, most wonderful business goals for your fiscal year. And now your strategic plan, your marketing plan, your people plan, your financial plan, they all need to be in line with each other. They all need to work with each other, complement each other, and they all need to be for your fiscal year. Okay. So if your fiscal year starts in July, do it 2 months before that or 1 month before that at the least. Okay. So marketing plan, we start with our business strategic objectives. Let's say our number 1 goal is to hit a revenue goal. Let's say it's $20 million this year. So we're going to have that at the top of our marketing plan. And we're going to remember this throughout our plan that these are our goals. Number 1, we want to hit, did I say 50 or 20 million?
20 million.
$20 million this year in revenue, but be careful and check your ego when you're setting your goals because revenue goals are usually ego goals, okay? So the second goal you're going to set, and maybe you don't even set a revenue goal, but the second goal you're going to set is a net profit goal or a gross profit goal or a net cash goal, okay? And when these things get out and they tag me wherever these episodes are, wherever you're listening, wherever you're going to be able to ask questions. I will answer you. Clint and Robin will answer you. They're incredible at running their business. So feel free to ask questions, and just make sure that when you put your strategic objectives at the top of your marketing plan, let's say you have one that is increase employee happiness. I don't think you can accomplish that through marketing, so I would not put that in my marketing plan. I'm only going to put in the business's strategic objectives that I can actually affect through marketing. Okay, so that means revenue, gross profit, net profit. You can affect through marketing. Okay, there is also another very cool strategic objective that I love putting in marketing plans and just smashing it. I have one client that I'm thinking of right now in Calgary. They started with like 2 people, massage company. They now have 48 employees. They own their own massive, beautiful building. And their strategic objective every year for the last 8 years has been to fill all available massage therapist spots with team members who fit their culture. So we did a ton of video of their staff. We did a ton of selfie videos with their staff talking about what they love about their work. By the way, works really well for hiring if you guys are trying to do that. But yeah, so your business strategic objectives that you can accomplish through marketing, that's the beginning of our plan. Because why make a plan? Why do anything? Why spend time or money unless we have goals, right? So remember those goals throughout your plan, okay? Then we're going to talk about your brand, and we're going to just talk about your brand as though it's a person. Like, what is your brand? How do people experience your company? This is basically a free writing exercise. You don't have to post this anywhere. You just want to get your brain working, okay? Oh, and if you're not in a good mood when you're doing your marketing plan, go have a nap and come back to it, because you're going to make a great marketing plan when you feel creative, excited, grateful, happy, but not when you're like, oh, I have to do my marketing plan. Don't even do it. Okay, so do this with a great attitude, and I promise you, you'll get such better results for the year. And then we talk a bit about marketing is authentically sharing who you are, like I said, and I asked the question, who are you? So I want you to answer that. Free writing exercise again. If you personified your brand, and as the business owner, our business is usually a reflection of us or the 2 business owners. So get personal, go back and think about why you started it, talk about what people should experience when they come. Like, who is your brand? Who is your company? Who are your people? And put all the characteristics down that you can think. And again, a free writing exercise, fill it up. We're not going to use it all, but it's going to be very helpful later on, okay? And basically what I'm doing, guys, is taking you through your first marketing plan. After this, if you do it again the next year, like I said, you're going to go through it and update it, but it will be so much faster and easier, okay? And your mission statement, guys, there's a lot in this marketing plan. So your mission statement, I'm going to talk quickly, and I'm hoping you can pause, keep going, do some notes later. But for now, Robin and Clint, you want me to just get it all in there?
Yeah, keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So mission statement, guys. Some people think that these are bullshit and you just create them, or you hire a consultant and they make them for you, and then they just make a manual and you just stick it on your shelf. That is a huge waste of money and time, okay? Because they have to ask you all the stuff anyways. So do this yourself, please, and get excited about it. Like I said, this is your flipping business, and this is going to make you so much money, okay? So mission statement is what you do, the way that you do it, that's special, good, different than others, who you do it for, and why. Now, I will allow people to remove the who only if it's so strongly implied, and I really would prefer that you have all 4 parts. So this exercise should be like you and the people you decide to include, and you should first brainstorm on the what. Get that very, very clear. Succinctly, clearly say, this is what we do. Don't try to make it fancy. Don't think about the fact that it's going to be probably stencil painted on your wall later or on your website. We're not trying to make it perfect right now. We're just trying to get the information out of everybody's heads, okay? So what do? Get that down. How do you do it? What's special about you? So like, do you use only the best materials and employ only the highest quality people? That would be a good example of the way that you do it. And then for who? I have a client so long ago that does such good business now because of their mission statement. It flipped everything for them. So a very high-end landscaping company, they do $500,000. Lowest jobs are like $100,000. They do big, beautiful acreage landscapes, okay? And in their mission statement, they particularly say for the who part, for discerning customers with an eye for beauty. So they're basically saying if you are not discerning or picky, and if you aren't particular about it, and you don't have an eye for beauty, don't call us, because we're not doing sod for $5,000. We do stunning landscapes for people, for discerning people with an eye for beauty. So that who makes a massive difference, because not only do we want our marketing to attract our ideal clients, we want it to repel the worst clients.
Yeah, that's an incredible example.
Really is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, and when you talk about mission statement, I want to just step back one sec, but a lot of people, when you first start out, you want all the clients, you're going to take all the jobs, as many as you can, but that doesn't actually really, but it doesn't actually like make you end up losing money because it's not your niche. It's not where your focus is. So I just want to, yeah. And the cheapest stuff isn't usually the best.
The cheapest people are the worst. They're the hardest. They take
They're
the most time.
difficult. They require the most maintenance. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Right? Sorry, Clint, go
Okay,
ahead.
back on track.
I just wanted to,
Yeah.
when you're finished, I just want to step back for the mission statement, just so everyone listening gets, how long should it be? Because they can get quite wordy, but the biggest mission statement, yeah, okay. I know they're supposed to be short, but a lot of people, they get them kind of wordy and you're reading it and it's like, that's a paragraph. I don't need a paragraph for a mission statement.
People do that because they think when they first sit down to do their mission statement, they have to just write it all at once. And they include all these superfluous words that don't need to be in there. And guys, people don't read anymore. So the shorter your stuff, the better. The more space between your words, the better. The more white space, the better. People's brains literally are just like skimming over things. Okay. So yeah, we want the shortest mission statement ever, but here's how you get it. You separately do the 4 parts. So the what, the way you do it, or the how, for who, and the why. Okay, you do these separately and you put all the words in there you want. But then when you've got it perfect and everyone is in agreement, yes, we're doing this. Yes, this is the way we do it that's special. Yes, these are our ideal clients, the who we want to talk to. And here's our why. And guys, do not leave out the why. Simon Sinek says people buy not what you do, but why you do it. And I didn't get that at first. I wasn't a huge fan of his first TED Talk. And I didn't read his books for the first few years, you know, being 20, I knew everything. But it's so true. And I can't even describe it to you. The business I'm actually in right now, I'm in an office in one of my businesses and gonna cry, seriously. Come on, Kelly. Before this, I went out to the floor and it was just full of people, happy people, clients, teammates. And I was like, hey guys, can you keep it down a little bit? Because I'm doing a podcast and, you know, like 11 minutes. It'd be really great if there was no like really loud laughter or like screaming or, you know, there's so much joy here that I had to ask them to like take down the joy. But our customers, like the who we do it for, like the people, they're all out there. It's full of those kind of people out there because we specify, and they are joyful and they are fun and they are kind and they care about their health. And so the one lady was like, well, I was just going to ask to turn up the music and have a dance party. And it was like, everyone just laughed. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so lucky. But you know what? If we didn't have our mission statement straight and we weren't clear on the who, this place could be filled with a bunch of really annoying, cheap, tire kicking, miserable people that we don't want to deal with. And I don't want my team dealing with those people. Do you? They'll leave. Mm-hmm. So get specific. Don't leave a part out. So once you figure out those 4 parts, and don't worry if you don't catch everything. Like I said, you can pause, rewind, but you're also getting the templates that I'm literally reading to you. Then you take only the words you need and you put them together into a mission statement. And I am going to go ahead and recommend that you pull up a website called bluegrasslandscaping.ca. And the website, I think, has not changed for like 15 years, but they've got that mission statement on the front page. And when you read their why, I have permission to talk about this. You picture these two big burly landscaping men who own this company, okay? And they're all dirty, and we're in our coaching meeting, and their team's out there working without them because they've got it figured out. Their business is systemized. And I'm like, you got to get the mission statement done, guys. It's so important. They're like, oh, really? But then as I started to ask them questions, and especially about the why, and this is how you know you got your why. You cry. Even the big tough guys with dirt underneath their nails and the muddy boots that left crappy mud all over my office. But the why is like so real and important to you as a business owner. It's like, why did you start this company? Why do you keep it going? Why didn't you give up during COVID? Why didn't you give up when your dad died? Why didn't you give up when it was hard? Why didn't you give up when your employees didn't appreciate you? Why? And at least 7 times you need to ask yourself why. Why is that important? Okay, well, why is that important? And finding the why, there should be some videos online about this. I don't recommend the Gary Vee one, but there is another one with someone famous. I want to say Dean Graziosi, who I'm not the hugest fan of either, but he talks about the 7 levels deep to why, I believe. But anyways, it's a really good exercise, and it does explain kind of what I'm saying here. And you need to find a why that's like bluegrass landscaping, because creating your ideal outdoor living space brings us as much joy as it brings you. And the reason this had these 2 guys crying was because when they did their own beautiful backyards, all of a sudden their families came together every night. And they ate out there together, and they told stories, and they gathered around the fire table, and these guys are crying and I'm crying. I'm like, okay, we got it. So when you get those 4 components, put them together, be succinct, get rid of any words you don't need, and it's going to come out beautifully. And like I said, don't judge the website, don't judge anything, just go to bluegrasslandscaping.ca and read their mission statement. And that's how I wanted to come together, okay? And I've written much shorter ones, but they need to have those 4 components, especially the why. And if your why moves your customers, it's much more effective. So
The psychology behind it is massive. Just
Yes.
what you're talking about with the whole why, the psychology behind why. There's so much literature and so much on it, but it's the truth. It's that emotional little pull that people like to be a part of, right? And that you want to present to your clients. And that's the gist of it, right?
and it's authentic.
Mhm.
It's true. And they're like, oh my gosh, these people actually care about the world and people, you know? So vision, we're going to fly through this, guys. Your vision
Yep.
statement, you need a vision. Okay. I want you to have a private vision. Like if you're a husband and wife team, have a private vision at home, have a vision board, have like goals that you write down every morning when you do your morning routine, but have a private vision. And then I want you to create a vision for the company that comes from your personal vision. And no one needs to know this but you, but the company, a business, is a machine that you build, be it filled with very valuable human beings who you should care a lot about, but a machine that makes you money and helps you have all of your dreams and goals. Okay, so that's what a business is supposed to be for you. You put in risk, you put in money, you put in hours, you lose sleep, you take crap, you know, you want to make sure that this business vision, if achieved, makes your life your dream life. So that's how I get to the vision for a business. And that makes it incredibly compelling for the business owners. But at that level, you want to get your team involved and say, okay, here's what we see for the future. You know, 5 to 10 years from now, we want to be the best or the most sought after in Canada or North America. Or I have a client right now who builds these incredible Nordic spas, saunas, and hot, cold pools. And they're just the most beautiful things. And wants to be the most sought after sauna builder in the world in 10 years. And I know he's going to do it because he's doing this stuff. And it's just like, it just works, guys. This is 22 years of testing, I promise you. Okay. So with your vision, don't go too crazy, but include everything you want to see, that the way you're going to change the world, the way you're going to accomplish things. I love to include, be the best employer, be the place everyone wants to work. And, sought after, whatever terminology you want. You could even put a dollar amount in there. For me, we have like help 1 million people by 5 years. And we have a fund called Choices for Children that we do, and help 1,000 more children by year 2025. So you can get as specific or you can get as quantitative or qualitative as you want, okay, with your vision. But here's the rules for the vision. It must compel and inspire your team. And to do that, you need a visionary, not an integrator, a visionary to reiterate and talk about the vision a lot, okay? And you need to involve the team in it, even if they just help you edit it. They need to help you create it, because when they help you create it, they're way more bought in, and you rally the team. And this is what a strategic plan does as well. You rally the team together towards the same vision. We're on a bus and we're driving on a road and we're heading towards that vision, and everyone should be excited about it. And if they're not, do a new one, okay? Get them involved. All right, culture statements. And you might be thinking, what, culture statements in a marketing plan? Yes, your brand is your experience in the business, on the website, on the street if you have deckled vehicles, seeing me on a podcast, seeing one of my employees at a grocery store. Every single impression of your brand counts, and it needs to be consistent, because people see 30,000 or more marketing messages a day, and it takes them a lot of impressions before they take an action towards purchasing from you. So you need to be consistent you have to be so consistent, not just fonts and colors and the beautiful Canva things we make sure that they all look the same, make sure the logo stays the same. Don't change your logo, it's not worth it. And culture statements are the rules for how we act around here. So damn right, I want people who've seen our advertising to come in here and experience what we've been talking about. If they come in here and they don't experience what we've promised them, whether it's in an email, a social media ad, so many possibilities, they're going to be very disappointed, because we set expectations with our brand out there. So culture statements are like, we're always kind, our customers come first, things like that. 5 to 10 of these rules you need to make, involve your team, people support what they help to create, get those culture statements done. And you can also transform them into like customer promises if you want, and you can post them like in your showroom or in your waiting room or on your website. But when something like your culture statements and your brand promise or your customer promise, same things, are posted, it's like, here's what you should expect today at made up name spa. And there's like a list there. When your practitioner comes out to get you, you've just read the list, and she's like, yeah, oh yeah, the list, and so we're much more likely to have our staff carry out that consistent brand experience, because like I said, your brand is everything. It's how they answer the phone. It's especially the experience. It's the experience on your website if you're selling things online. Sorry guys, these lights are very hot. You'll interrupt me with your questions if you want. I'm just going to keep motoring through. Okay.
No, it's good.
Awesome. Okay. Personality of your brand. I want you to personify your brand here. It's a little bit like the brainstorming exercise earlier, but this helps us a lot more, because now you have an idea of what you're doing. You're understanding how we're going to connect with people outside of our company. Okay. So you're going to put down words and phrases you want to be known by. And then this is where you kind of put your branding tangibles. So like your fonts, your colors, your images, your logos. And like I said, don't change those. Okay. Pick a font, pick colors, pick your images, pick your logos, and stick to them. Robin and Clint are really good at this. So if you guys follow their social media, they have a very consistent, at least with their podcast promotion, I've noticed it, very consistent branding, very consistent colors. They're consistent personalities. They consistently deliver great content. Like, their second book's going to be just as good as the first, probably better actually. But
100% better.
And all of it, okay, so much better. But I loved your first book. I loved it. And I could tell when it was Clint and when it was Robin talking. I loved it.
Amazing.
But you have to just make sure that everything is going to give people the same feeling. And you have to create expectations for people, because if you don't, they just make up their own. And we're all so different. We've had such different lives that they're going to make up these expectations and just hold you to them. And we can't read minds. So let's give them the expectations. Okay, guys, keep things consistent. Keep your promises consistent. Make sure your people are consistent, and make sure your people love your mission, your vision, and your culture statements, or get them out of there. And I'm not a big fan of firing people, but just don't hire people who are not excited and thrilled with your mission, vision, and culture statements. Okay.
And that brand kit, when you build that out, a lot of people overthink that. Like you only have so many colors, you only have so many options. And we all overthink, like, does the logo look good? Does this fit here? Does that? Really, it doesn't have to be as in depth as everyone overthinks about their brand.
Yeah, keep moving, right? And
Yeah.
also, if you guys haven't named your business yet, or you're thinking about changing the name of your business, put what you do in your name, please, okay? It's like Google is giving people, Google's mission is to be the best search engine in the world and to give people what they want. So if people are searching for what you do, you're going to come up for free organically. Okay, so don't name it like your 3 kids' initials all mixed together plus, you know, LTD. Name it what people are searching for if you have the chance. Okay, now
We learned that, Kelly, the hard way with Two Birds, because really Two Birds Furniture, we still build furniture, but the furniture has got tapered out a bit, and it's a lot more of like architectural salvage and reclaimed, right? So we kind of missed the boat on that one. Our new company, we've got it figured out. Well, you can also, so we're working on a new company, but you can also, so when you buy your domain name, weird.
Another thing,
when you buy your domain name, it actually tells you on all of the different places that you can buy the domain name, if it's a good high search volume title.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's new.
It's new. So for example, like we're starting what's called the TIPS Institute. So teaching individual practical skills. So TIPS.
You're starting this?
Yeah. So TIPS is like really expensive domain to buy. It was $2.5 million purchase, right? Because it's a huge keyword. But adding those other ones in, you're in the top 90% of searches because you're using TIPS in the actual domain name. So it's super simple to find that out because it's just a metric you can, and it's right there in front of your face when you're buying them.
And Google Trends, guys, too. Google Trends. And oh my gosh, I have to tell you about this. I am so excited about this thing. Okay. The guy's name's Tyson's Honor. You don't have to buy his stuff. Just go watch his free stuff, okay? But there is this incredible thing called Video Ad Vault. It's $97 a month, probably US. I haven't checked my card. But it literally allows you to go search out all your competitors and see what keywords they're using, see how many views their videos have, how many views their ads have. So you can look up like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go way too far off base on this. So Tyson's Honor, YouTube, Video Ad Vault, just check out those 3 things. But YouTube, just so you guys know, my whole marketing plan this year is going to be YouTube. And I never thought I would say that. And it's going to be really cheap cost per acquisition, and it's going to work really well. And it's going to just, so if anybody has questions about that, I'd be happy to answer them too. I'm just in like week 2, but I am stoked. And there are some crazy, amazing tools out there. Don't forget Google Trends if you're looking for names, right? Like you want to see what's being searched, right? Okay. Are you still there?
Yep. So
okay,
back on track then.
Back on track.
Okay, ideal customer or client. So the thrill and challenge of marketing is delivering the right message to the right person at the right time. That sounds very hard, doesn't it? Especially with 30,000 plus impressions of marketing a day. But in this section, we're going to figure out who your ideal customers are, their demographics, their psychographics, how they think, what their pain points are, what our solution to that is. Like, we're going to get very clear. And nobody has just one target market segment. Okay. You don't just have one ideal 30 to 35 female soccer moms with 4 kids that drive Toyotas that eat organic. Like, that's not real life. Okay. Have 2 or 3 and separate them, and don't have more than like a 5 or 6 year age range. Okay. Because when I was 30 and now I'm 40, I'm a lot different than when I was 30. Okay. So when you try to talk to everyone, you talk to no one. You connect with no one. So what you're going to do if you in this section, and you guys are going to do this, right? Because execution is everything. So when you do this section, Robin does everything. They're kicking ass. So you might want to follow Robin's example. So have at least 2 or 3 different customer segments. And I want you to figure out everything that you can by surveying them, by watching your competitors' ads on Video Ad Vault and seeing, like, you'll see a video with 1 million views. And in the video, they'll talk about the good things that they promise or the pain points that they're going to solve. Like all of this stuff, guys, there's an unlimited amount of information right now. You are so lucky to be alive right now. Do not tell me you cannot figure out your ideal target market segment, demographics, psychographics, how often they buy, what media they're on. You can survey, you can ask them, you know, you can send something right after they purchase. You can ask at your till, or if it's an online store, you can force a drop-down menu answer, but you got to find out as much as possible about your ideal clients. Now, what I want to know, if you have thousands of clients, your top 10%, and if you find different groups in there, make it top 20 and separate them into segments. And you're going to be like blown away. Okay. The way I used to do this, old school, we would take like, okay, 30 ideal clients, and we're going to have their name, their occupation, their psychographics, how they think, what their pain points are, the exact wording that they put in their survey. And we have these 30 pages laid out. We're like, okay, grab a pink Sharpie, and we're going to highlight the same. If they have the same occupation, we're going to highlight it. Holy shit, 90% of these people do the same job. They're all entrepreneurs. Okay, let's get an orange highlighter. And now let's highlight where they live. Let's see if they have that in common. Oh my gosh, they literally all live on acreages. Every single one of them. Okay, they all have kids. All their kids play hockey. Like, this is true, guys. Every company, every business I've ever done this exercise in, find out about your ideal clients, separate them into segments, and then talk to those segments differently. And it's never been easier. If you want to do a Facebook ad, you can select the age, you can select their hobbies, you can select where they live, you can put in postal codes. I'm not recommending Facebook ads, just for the record, just an example. But YouTube, oh my gosh, the things we could do with YouTube. Please let me come back and talk about YouTube one day. So target market segments are groups of people who are within 5 or 6 years of each other, who have very similar characteristics. And I'm talking where they live, how old they are, what they like, psychographics. Okay, so how they think, what their pain points are, what the solution is. Okay, and we're going to do campaigns that specifically target only one of them. Okay, now you can have 30 campaigns a week for all I care, but make sure you use bit.ly links for those. UTM links. Oh, I have to tell you about this. It's so important. UTM links are unique tracking links that we can create for free using bit.ly, Google bought bit.ly. So it's called Google Link Creator or something like that, but we can get that to you. And you're just gonna have a spreadsheet. Every campaign, you're gonna have a unique tracking link, because you wanna make sure that you know, when you look at your Google Analytics and it's like, yeah, 70% of people came from organic search. Well, great. What did they click on? What did they click on? Did they click on our blog? Did they click on our social media posts? Because when you search for TMH business coaching, you're going to get a whole bunch of options, and everything you put out there, I want a unique tracking link on it. Okay, because then when you look at your Google Analytics, it's not just like pie charts and whatever generally helpful information. It specifically has this table with all of your links, the number of people who clicked your links, the bounce rate for those people, how long they spent on each page. Like, you can get this information for free, guys. Execute, okay? Please. Sorry, I am so passionate about marketing. I feel like I'm like yelling at you. I'm so sorry. I also am trying to get through all of this. So when do I need to stop? Because it is 1:40.
Keep rolling.
Okay, competitive analysis. Okay, guys. Anybody who went to university for business knows what a SWOT analysis is, and I hope you hate it as much as I do. For me, I felt like I could really bullshit my way through a SWOT analysis and get an A+. So to me, that means it doesn't work. in real life. And I don't know about anybody else out there with an MBA or a business degree, but I think I use about 1% of the stuff I used in school and 99% of the stuff that I've learned in real life, running businesses, owning businesses, coaching businesses, flipping businesses. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So trust your real life experience, collect data, and use that to make data-driven decisions. Now, here's a good example of me saying to school, no SWOT analysis. There actually is one in here for those people who love it so much. But what is also in here is my competitive analysis that I created. And on the left of the spreadsheet, we're going to have you and all your competitors. Across the top, we're going to have the characteristics that are most important to your ideal clients. Okay. So we need to know what your ideal clients care about. Why do they choose you when they choose you? You can do surveys to find this out. Again, you can ask them. You can do, Google surveys, I think, is gone. They might still be around for another month, but you can pay for surveys, or you can just send out surveys to your email list. You can send out surveys to your ideal clients. You can ask prospective clients, which often turns a prospective client into an actual client because they're so impressed that you care so much. But we're going to have this actual chart, and it's right in the marketing plan, and it's quantifiable because we're going to give it like a 1 to 10 scale for each of the characteristics, and you're going to rate yourself and your competitors on all the characteristics that are important to your ideal clients. Okay. Once you do that, you're going to see, oh, I'm a 10 here, and my competitors are like 1s and 2s. Highlight that in green. Okay. And then we're going to look at, oh yeah, okay, well, we all have 5-star ratings on Google. Okay, we can't really capitalize on that. But oh my goodness, we have 300 Google reviews that are 5-star, and they have like 10. Highlight that in green. So what I'm giving you, and what I know helps so much more to identify our unique selling proposition than a SWOT analysis, is this thing that we've created that's quantifiable. You put the numbers in, you rate everybody, and then you put the colors in. Okay, neon green, that's like, we got this one, we're the best. Orange is like, those are medium numbers on the scale. And then red is like the low numbers. So you want to find the characteristics that are very important to your clients, that you kick ass at, and your competitors suck at. And that's how we create and exploit our USP. Now, I would love for you to also make it very hard to copy. But that's a whole nother episode. Okay. But
can you just stop for 1 second and just explain what USP is for our listeners?
Absolutely. Your unique selling proposition is what you do differently and better than your competition, and why your customer should choose you.
Perfect.
And also, never insult your competition. Okay. They know you're better. You don't have to tell them. Just tell your clients what you're great at. Tell your prospective clients what you're great at. Tell them about how you're different, but don't be like, these people suck ever. Okay. Don't get down into that. That is not going to serve you well. Okay. I have a section here on calculating total market and estimating your market share. So if you're trying to bring a new product to market, a new service to market, or open a new location in a new market, or go Canada-wide, North America-wide, Alberta-wide, or you're going online, you really need to do some calculations, guys. And they're in here. And I want you to calculate where your total market is. Like, take the population of the area and find a statistic for how many people actually use your product, and multiply that percentage by the total population. Now you've got a smaller group of people who use your stuff, but how many competitors are there? And what sales from last year that you did divided by that total market, like what percentage of the pie do you have right now, and what do you want to have? So the last step there is, when you figure out the number of people that use your product or service, multiply it by the amount they usually spend in a year. And guys, you can find anything online. Just type statistics, people who use X, like whatever product you're looking for or service, and you're going to find the answers. Sometimes you'll have to use American statistics. It's not perfect, but it usually works for us to apply those to Canadian populations. So
those are key metrics, though. Like that to me is one of the biggest ones. If you're starting out, you need
or
to
adding a new product,
anything like that. Like, are you just focusing on the town you're in? Like that limits things really quickly, right? Are you just focusing on the one city that you're in? And when you get your demographics and you start putting all that information in, to me, that is super valuable to know, like, oh, hey, out of the 100,000 people, I'm only going to get 10,000 that actually want this product. And I got 10 competitors and I'm just starting.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Divide that by 10. You're gonna make $1,000 this year.
Yeah. So
No.
that's where you can actually know how much your lifetime of your dollar value is going to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's another great point, and we'll quickly talk about that because I know you wanted to, and it's really important. But when you're thinking about these things and you're choosing where to spend your time or your money, and you're measuring in your monthly marketing report every month, which I realize we're not going to get to, but in that monthly marketing report, it's very well explained, and I want you to measure all the stuff in that report every single month. And then the bottom of the report says what changes will we make based on all of the data analysis above. And every single month, you're going to analyze, track everything, and you're going to look at data and you're going to make changes. And I promise you can figure this out on your own with the report, but you have to do this every month in order to get your ROI up every month, okay? And that customer lifetime value is something that you really want to think about when you're looking at your calculations. You should figure that out probably every year when you do your marketing plan. And it's like how much they're probably going to spend in a year on average, which again, you can find statistics online, and how many years on average they'll stay with you. So if you have like a younger audience, they could stay with you for 80 years. If you have like an older population, sounds horrible to say, but you might, it might only be 5 or 10 years. And then you multiply that by the yearly spend, right? And then you're like, okay, well, if the average customer lifetime value is $30,000, I'm willing to spend $1,000 to get one of those. Right?
Yeah.
So this section's about your offer and pricing strategy, and it's very well explained in the template, so I'm going to skip it.
Yep.
I just need to say this: never, ever, ever be like, we're the cheapest. I will hunt you down and I will be like, what? I told you not to do this. Trying to be the cheapest is like trying to go bankrupt. Okay. You have to be the best and charge the most. And I don't care if you charge $1 more than your next competitor, but you charge the most and you be the best. Those are the only ways that you can build a very profitable, very successful high-end business, in my opinion. And I only work with high-end businesses, so take this with a grain of salt, but you probably won't be able to find any cases where people won by being the cheapest, except for Walmart. And I don't think they're doing very well right now. Okay. If you don't have the buying power of Walmart, you're gonna have to settle for lower margins. You're gonna have to settle for, oh, great, our competition just lowered their price. Now we have to lower ours again to get the business. And it's a race to the bottom, guys. So that is not part of your offer, okay? Your offer is all the value, all the life-changing results, all the beauty, all the things, and then the price. Okay. And the offer is always going to seem so much bigger and more valuable. And it really is. It's perceived value. The perceived value must be so much greater than the cost. So that when you say the cost, they're like, oh, wow, I thought it was going to be way more expensive. Also, really quick tip, if you're selling somebody something, mention something that's way more expensive. Like, well, we paid $100,000 for this. Oh, this is only $10,000. And they'll be like, oh, okay, good. So that's just a little quick tip. And then another 3 things I want to tell you quickly about sales, because marketing pretty much sells everything for you, but you can F it up. Okay. So just stick to these 3 very simple rules. When the leads come pouring in from your marketing, be authentic, be consistent with your brand. So be authentic, act in the client's best interest 100% of the time. That means if you're not the best for them, send them to the place that is best for them. And 3, have no attachment to the outcome, because nobody wants to feel like they're in Leon's and getting pressured by a commission salesman to buy an ugly couch that they don't want. Okay. So just be like, yeah, I'm going to be pleasant and happy whether you buy or not. But through your process, you should convince them and they should buy if they're the right client, because that's what we're doing here. Right. But yeah. Keep those 3 rules in mind, because nobody wants to be pressured into sales, okay? Tracking and improving. This is what Clint wanted, and I'm going to talk about it as fast as I can, because I know you guys are smart enough to execute and go get these templates, okay? For free. So return on investment is the most important calculation, in my opinion, but without these other 3 calculations, it's hard to know why or how or what to improve to make it even better. So for each type of thing that you do, calling referral sources, sending them Christmas baskets, Facebook ads, Google ads, Organic social media, so that's like time spent, whatever their wage is, times 1.3 if you have a labor burden of 30%. If you don't have benefits, if you don't have that high of a labor burden, you could take $20 an hour if that's their pay times 1.15. Okay, that's their actual cost to you for CPP and EI. So calculate all the costs for all the things you do. And again, there's a very beautiful table here. You can separate it all out, and then you're going to calculate return on investment. So what you got back versus what you spend. And you want that to be at least 1 or more. Okay, I want it to be 4 or more, or 400% or more. And I'm telling you, if you do this the way that you're supposed to, and you use that monthly marketing report every month, and you look at all the data and you analyze it, and you're like, wow, so obviously we should do more of this and less of that. Every single month, your ROI should climb, and your investment should produce more return and more revenue and more clients. Just don't forget about your existing clients, okay? That's the biggest mistake you can make. Treat your existing clients like they're new clients, and they'll never leave you, okay? New clients are not the cat's pajamas. Where did that come from? New clients are not the only important thing in marketing. Keeping your existing clients is more important, because you know the number one way to increase revenue and profit: sell more to existing clients. Okay, whole nother episode I think we should definitely do. But return on investment, we're going to calculate for each type of marketing or advertising activity we do. Cost per customer or cost per acquisition, we're going to calculate. Now this CPA can be a little confusing, because if someone does your Google ads, they'll tell you, oh, your cost per acquisition was only $3, and you're like, I got no acquisition. But they're like, but they clicked, or they took the action that you wanted them to take. So they count it differently. So I like to say cost per customer. It's very clear. How many customers did we get, and how much did we pay on Google? So if I pay $1,500 a month on Google and I got 1 new customer, I paid $1,500 for that customer. If that customer is worth $100,000 to me, I'm fine with that. Okay, then we have cost per lead. Now, the reason I want you to do all 4 of these calculations is because sometimes you're like, oh, Facebook is so cheap, cost per lead. Great, we got all these leads. How many did you convert? None? 10 out of 1,000? It's not worth your time. So do all 4 of these calculations, and I feel like Clint might add some at the end here, but do cost per lead, how much it costs you to get a lead on each of these different things that you do, and then do the conversion rate. So the total number of leads that came in, including the ones that turned into clients, and then take the clients and divide them by the total number of leads. So forget the first thing I said. Divide the number of leads who became clients by the total leads that came in, including the ones who became clients. So the percentage of the 100 leads that came in, if 50 turned into clients, conversion rate's 50%. And you want to do that for each and every marketing or advertising activity, because if you're getting really great low lead cost, you can kind of think that's great, but if you're not converting them, then, and also if your conversion is low on Facebook, that's just Facebook's fault, probably, but it also could be the medium or the message, sorry, the market or the message. So make sure you get your target demos right. Make sure that your wording is what they want to hear, the wording they've put in surveys, the solution to their problem, the pains that they're having, okay? So if you're not getting good conversion, that means that they saw an ad or a video or whatever you put out, and then when they came in or they went online, they did not experience what they thought they would. So you need to fix that messaging, or be more consistent with your marketing, or target a different market. You might not be hitting the right people. Now, this is a long document, so I'm gonna go through this as fast as I can. We're about 2/3 of the way through, so I'm gonna talk a lot faster, but this is where we start to plan the strategy. And you're probably like, what? Now we start the strategy? Yes, I'm sorry. We had to do all that first, okay? So that you could have a good strategy, so that you can make a big, good return on investment. And remember, the first year will take you a while, but after that, you're just gonna be updating, okay? So plan your strategy. Come up with 3 marketing objectives, because every month I want those 3 marketing objectives or goals at the top of your monthly marketing report. And I want the marketing person to have those top 3 marketing goals everywhere. They need to be looking at that all the time. They need to be looking every day, every week. Am I going to hit my monthly goal? What are your marketing goals? If you don't have them, there's no point in doing any of this. Okay. So if it's filling up your team roster, if it's getting more ideal clients instead of any client, if it's better quality leads, lower cost per client, any of those are really good. But just make sure that the goals are clear at the top of the monthly marketing report and to your person who does marketing and in your marketing plan. Okay. And then we're going to turn those into KPIs because we need to make someone accountable. So you can take your marketing goals and split them into however many people are helping with this. You could split it into sales goals. You could split it into Facebook goals. You could split it into a conversion rate for someone who answers the phone for you and is supposed to sell things. But you need to take the big goals and break them down into smaller goals. And then when everyone hits their goals, they add up to your big goals. Make sense? Okay. Marketing budget. Honestly, I don't want you to spend any money on marketing. I would like you to spend some time. I would like you to go search, I think episode 44 on YouTube, 41 free SEO tips on TMH Business Coaching on YouTube, and do all the free SEO stuff. I would like you to get a ton of Google reviews with comments. I would love for you to do a lot of things that I don't have time to talk about, but you will figure this out for your business if you do this plan and you do your monthly report. If you do the things that make you money, that bring you quality clients more, and you stop or lessen the time you spend on the things that aren't showing the good data that you need, there's nowhere to go but up. Every single month, your profit's going to go up, your return on investment will come up. Okay. In this plan, we're going to assign marketing responsibilities. We're going to have a website plan. We're going to have an SEO optimization plan. We want to come up for free on Google. Okay. We want to have a Google review plan. And guys, I give you my plans in here, so you can copy them if you want. Okay. And in every section I got, what's the goal? What's the strategy? Who's responsible? When will this happen? And how much will it cost? And I would love for you to only have it cost the labor cost, because so many of my clients are like, can you turn it off? Like, we are full, we need more people. And I'm like, okay, we'll start advertising about people, start talking about that stuff. But there's so much free SEO stuff you can do, and everything in this marketing plan template, when you download it for free, just do what I tell you to do. And you're going to be like, what? Why am I paying for all this stuff? Especially if you're doing Yellow Pages ads, get the F away from Yellow Pages ads. Okay. Don't have time to tell you why they don't work. Social media plan. Obviously we're going to have one of those, but let me just say that Web3 is something you should probably look into. There are trillions of dollars in it right now. It's built on the blockchain, and its goal is going to be totally decentralized, autonomous organizations, and people are going to flock there. They already are, from traditional social media. So do I want you to put a ton of time into your social media? No. Do I care how many followers you have? Hell no. Do I care how big your email list is? Yes. Okay. Funnels work. Google reviews work. Google ads work. SEO optimization for free works, like organic search works. Referrals still work. All the fundamentals still work, but it happens online sometimes now, instead of, the boys meeting at Tim Hortons for coffee back in the day and saying, oh, did you hear about this one mechanic shop there? Great. Okay, great. There's one new customer. But now people are leaving Google reviews or reviews in other places, mostly Google. And that is the word of mouth, or that is their recommending. So push hard to do the most extraordinary job and leave them with the most extraordinary experience. And then you can ask for a Google review. Because if you don't do that, don't bother asking. Okay. Because you might get a bad one. So email marketing strategy, PR strategy, after the sales strategy. This is so that we don't churn customers. We want to keep all of our customers. Okay. That is way more lucrative and good for everybody, win-win, than having a bucket with a hole in it and pouring new customers into it and just losing the old customers. Okay. Keep your current ideal customers happy. Keep coming up with new things that they want to buy. Keep up leveling, keep increasing their experience. There's just so much I could talk about with existing customers, but almost done. Make sure your marketing team and their roles are very clear. Roles and goals, clear roles and goals. Don't ever forget this in every part of your business. If something's wrong, check to make sure there are clear roles and goals. Okay. And timelines. And of course I have a chart here with name, responsibility, follow-up date, and that is going in your calendar. Now, the very last thing on your marketing plan is if you get stuck in an elevator with someone and they say, so what do? You want a 30-second elevator story or elevator pitch where you're just like, oh, we do amazing things for wonderful people and we do it because of this. So basically a really cool, casual, not forced version of the mission statement, but in your own words. And you want your team to be able to do that too, because we want our team to be out there proud and loud. That's the plan, guys. So
That's the plan.
That's the plan. There's definitely not time for the monthly marketing report template. We can do another episode on that later if you want to, but they're still going to get it for free. And I filled it in with instructions. So it will be like I'm there. I just won't be nagging you. I'll be just in writing. So.
Well, that was awesome.
That was incredible.
That's so much information for everybody listening. Oh, you're probably all overwhelmed.
But it's a solid integration plan, which is what we wanted.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the greatest thing is that you can listen to this over and over and over again, and you can take
and
notes.
go through it step by step by step.
Yes. One thing at a time. That's all you have to do.
Right. So if you guys are just on audio, you can pause, write it down, rewind. If you're on YouTube, you guys will be able to go and click through different portions and find out and go back and find different segments that you really kind of resonate with you or that you actually needed to rehear. A lot of the times it's just stuff we need to rehear and we just need to rewrite it down and execute on. And that was the whole takeaway from this is execution, right? The whole takeaway is execute. Go out there and execute on what's free. Kelly's giving this for free.
Which is incredible.
And the plan will guide you. Like all the things I just rambled on about so quickly are in the plan. So just
go download a free plan.
Yeah. So go download
the
free plan. So how do we get that free plan again?
Let me just check to make sure they have the website right. I think it's tmhbusiness.com/store.
I was going to say it's the store link on your tmhbusinesssolutions.com.
Okay, tmhbusiness.com tmhbusiness.com and then just click on shop.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then you type in business life marketing, all lowercase, one word. And it's
business life marketing, all lowercase, one word, no spaces.
Yep.
And then you can check out for free with the marketing plan and the marketing report.
Incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. And we really appreciate all your knowledge, everything that you're presenting to people. We know there's a lot more, but this is the really nitty gritty basics that people need to know to get started.
Start here.
A lot of metrics in there that you can start to analyze, and you need to do it. And this is something that I always been listening to a lot, and I'm starting to integrate in my own brain, is it's quality over the quantity. So if it takes you longer to build out this plan, it's actually going to be more beneficial. We're so used to just like quick. We were talking about 30 seconds, 6 seconds. If you take the time to build this out correctly,
when you do.
When you do.
It's going to save you so much time down the road.
And that's the big thing we all need to figure out is when you execute on the time that you put into it, the longer outlay is what we forget to look at.
Yeah.
So that's what the big thing is go do the plan, take the time to do it, and then execute on all those things. And you're going to see rewards. It's just, we need to be willing to take the time.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, go look up the marshmallow test. Be better than a 5-year-old that can't wait for the marshmallow. Like, it's short-term versus long-term thinking. If you do this, you are going to be way richer in a year and even more exponentially richer every year after that. But if you don't, and you keep doing the same crap you're doing, you're just kind of like, hope this works, hope this works, hope this works. Oh, that company is not good because I'm not getting results. No, make your plan, report on it monthly, measure the things, and please reach out because I know there will be questions. So find us on Instagram, Kelli-Rae Business Coach, LinkedIn, Kelli-Rae Tamaki, Facebook, TMH Business Coaching, Kelli-Rae Tamaki. Just reach out because I know you'll have questions, but those templates should serve you so well. And please execute, guys. Please.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kelly.
Thank you for having me. I love you guys so much.
Thanks for listening, everybody. As always, like, share, and subscribe to help us grow the show.